Good morning, Montreal. I have to descend from cloud 9. I was just listening to Chris De Burgh sing, and I'm still floating up there. Chris, it is so nice to have you here.
C'est un grand plaisir d'être ici aussi.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you very much.
It's our pleasure. You have relationships with other cities, I'm sure, but
Yes.
the relationship with Montreal, to me, seems more like a love affair than a relationship.
It is, yes.
That's how we feel about you. Do you feel that way about us?
Well, you know, when you're starting in a business, you want someone somewhere to say, we like what you're doing. And the first real place in North America, certainly, was right here in Montreal. And the station that you know so well, Chom. And my Spanish Train and Other Stories album became such a monster record, you know, in Quebec, and people were saying, why, is it in French, what's going on here? I said, no, it's just they have a great passion here. And I remember in the United States when we were touring up and down and having a really pretty rough time of it, I always say to the band, wait till we get back to Montreal, and then we'd play the Forum and 15,000 people, and it is a monster love affair.
Yeah. Do you think back to touring with Supertramp and Crime of the Century and the Forum often, or?
Absolutely. Well, I started just one guy with a guitar, and here I am again. And then I put a band together. But in the early days, when it was just me with a guitar, you know, you have to fight your corner, and it was a tough gig. But luckily, things, you know, escalated, and I had major hit records along the way. But as you say, my heart belongs to Montreal.
Well, we couldn't be more flattered to hear that. I was watching you on our national morning show, and you were saying that your family was telling you, get out of the house, Dad, go work. But I mean, you haven't stopped contributing musically. Every 2-3 years, you're releasing albums. This is your 20th album, this new one.
Yeah, The Hands of Man. Well, I'm absolutely delighted with this record because it's about 15 different songs, and they're written about who I am today. I don't pretend like I'm a 25-year-old pop singer or something, but you know, things that attract my attention. The Hands of Man, the title track, is about the incredible things that humans have achieved on this planet with the hands. There's There Goes My Heart Again, which is a fun tune, and all sorts of stuff. So when we play Montreal on the 30th of September,
yeah.
It will be with an orchestra. What a fine sound that's going to be.
And you're not doing that in every city.
No. We're just a couple on this side of the country. But for me, it's so exciting, not just to be back in Montreal, but it's the trans-Canadian thing. I've loved touring in Canada. We're doing lots of dates right across.
Mm-hmm. Do you find you're inspired by the same things?
Well, I can actually get inspired by just about anything. You know, people say to me, how on earth did you write Spanish Train? Well, actually, I was on a train, and I had this image of the train driver being a skeleton and it's sort of full of the souls of the dead. I don't know where I was coming from then. But anything, yeah. I'm a what-if person, like Spacemen Came Traveling from the same record. What if the Star of Bethlehem was a spacecraft from another galaxy, you know, come to look after us stupid humans?
Mm. Spanish Train, you mentioned Spanish Train. The devil and the Lord are still playing cards, and
right.
The headlines in the world today,
Yeah.
Who's winning the card game, Chris?
Well, I'm afraid it looks like
souls
the
of the
bad
dead.
guys, you know. If there is a cosmic struggle between good and evil, which is inside all of us, incidentally, I believe that the evil is getting the upper hand. So I think goodness will always come out, and I think the binding force is love. And friendship and love. We're all of us right now, we're only on the planet for a short time, so what's the point in killing each other and hurting each other? You know, be positive, be friendly, you know, love your neighbor. That's what the belief should be.
Nothing helps you love your neighbor more than music.
And a good glass of wine.
And a good glass of wine. Would you be willing to play
Absolutely, a medley of my hit. Here we go. There's a Spanish train that runs between Guadalquivir and old Seville. At dead of night the whistle blows and people hear she's running still. And then they hush their children back to sleep, lock the doors, upstairs they creep, for it is said that the souls of the dead fill that train 10,000 deep. Where the railway man lay dying, with his people by his side. His family were crying, knelt in prayer before he died. But above his bed, just awaiting for the dead, was the devil with a twinkle in his eye. But God's not around, and look what I've found. This one's mine! And I said, Lord, oh Lord, don't let him win. The sun is down and the night is riding in. That train is still on time, and my soul is on the line. Oh Lord, don't let him win. A spaceman came traveling in a ship from afar. 'Twas light years of time since his mission did start, and over a village he halted his crowd, and it hung in the sky like a star, just like a star. And we sing la 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 la. Sing with me at home. La 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 la. Peace and goodwill to all men, and love for the child. And now for something completely different. And with a swing of her hips, she started to strip to tremendous applause. She took off her drawers, and with a lick of her lips, she undid all the clips, threw it all in the air, and everybody stared. And as the last piece of clothing fell to the floor, the police were yelling out for more. On a Saturday night in 1924, and I've never seen you looking so lovely as you did tonight, lady in red, lady in red, lady in red, my lady in red. That take you back?
Oh, it took me to heaven. Oh my goodness, it's amazing to have you here.
Thank you very much.
And you'll be able to hear those songs September 30th at Sal Wilfrid Peltier, when Chris will be performing with an orchestra.
Yeah.
What makes you soar in 2015? Is it singing? Is it a fine glass of wine? What
makes me happy?
What makes you soar in life? What
Do you know, I feel as if I have a gift to sing, which started years ago in my parents' castle hotel, a 12th century castle that we modified into a hotel. And I learned to sing there to the guests. And I just like to make people happy. I mean, it sounds very corny, but my job is making people happy. Perhaps the same for you. And it's just a feeling that I'm sharing something, and maybe it's got a lot to do with empathy, the way I feel about other people. And if it makes somebody happy, you know, when I do concerts around the world, I've done 3,500 now, and seeing the people's happy faces in front, that makes it, that's reality for me. Mm-hmm. You know, that's what I like to do.
The new album is called Hands of Man. This is a song called Keeper of the Keys. Let's watch a little bit here and listen. Again, when I was watching you on our national morning show, you were talking about Andrew Hosier and Take Me to Church, and how the music industry has changed so much. I mean, now you can, hit the pinnacle on a TV show or with a YouTube video. Maybe talk about how the music industry has changed, and is it moving in the right direction?
Well, I think it's tough on the new acts who do become very famous very quickly, because where do you go from there? Really, there's only one trajectory, and that's down the other side. But when I was beginning, it was a very clear roadmap. You knew what you had to achieve, and there was a road and it was a slow growth, and we were literally planted in the ground like little acorns, and hopefully an oak tree would then grow. And I'm the oak tree right now. But nowadays it's completely different. You can't judge the two of them, but we were pre-internet, of course, and pre-all that kind of thing. So it was so exciting. I mean, for example, that last song, Lady in Red, when that was becoming a hit, every week it would be going up the charts. Now you've got to go straight in at number one, otherwise you're a bit of a failure, and that's tough on them. Mm. It's very hard to have a career. This is my 41st year, and I think that young people today in the music business will have to think a plan B as well as the plan A.
When you sit down and write a song, is Lady in A Lady in Red in your head?
Lady in Head in my red, yeah, absolutely. No.
But like, I'm just wondering, Johnny Resnick of the Goo Goo Dolls they have Iris, and he said the song was a curse and a blessing at the same time, and he's always trying to get back there to prove to himself and to the fans, that I can write another one of those magic. Is that true for you or no? You just write and
I've written songs in such a wide spectrum. We just heard that from a Spanish Train or a Patricia the Stripper right across to a love ballad. It's really what I'm interested in. And as you may have said earlier, I've written nearly 300 songs, and there's such a wide variety of ideas and lyrics. For example, what you've just seen, The Keeper of the Keys, that's about every woman's right to education, the right to dignity, the right to wear what you want without being told what to do by men. I believe this very strongly. I'm not into women's equality or anything particularly, but this is really, and when that young girl Malala got a Nobel Prize, the girl who was shot in the head because she wanted to have education, this is hugely important for everybody. And so I look upon things like that, and then I have cheerfuls. I mean, I've got a little cheerful tune if you want to hear another little snatch of the song.
Absolutely.
This is from the new album. Here we go. This is called There Goes My Heart Again. There goes my heart again, lost in the dark again. One touch.
Well, I'd like to close by reminding people
the whisper of her name. How could a simple kiss turn me upside down like this? There goes my heart again, I'm losing it over you. I've done my time in the prison of love, and just when they let me out, I'm back inside again. There goes my heart again, I'm losing it over you. Bit of fun.
Thank you so much for being here this morning. It's
such a pleasure. It's a pleasure for me. And just let me just reiterate, this place, Montreal, has a huge place in my heart, really, sincerely, and I do speak French, and but mainly I like the warm feeling that I get just from being here, and friends from the past and future friends, thank you very much for having me on.
The city will remind you of how much we love you on September 30th at Sal Wilfrid Pelletier. The album is out. It's called Hands of Mans. It's his 20th studio album. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We've got more coming up. Stay with us.